I've needed to speak to lawyers for various reasons over the years, and most of them have refused to represent me, which was obviously very difficult for me to deal with. One of the worst experiences I had was with a legal aid lawyer who I spoke to about a series of assaults I suffered before I had my daughter. I'd gotten to a point where I was ready for closure. Having a baby made me realize a lot of things about myself. I wanted the man who assaulted me to be charged, and I wanted compensation because I'd come to realize how the assaults had affected my life. So I went to see a legal aid lawyer and I gave him a document which I thought explained the assaults, my feelings, and what happened to me. I described how the man in question had talked about me and trashed my reputation and other things he had done to me. And the lawyer's response was shocking. Not only did he refuse to represent me, he also claimed that if I kept saying things like I'd said in the document I gave him, I ran the risk of being diagnosed as having a persecution complex. I couldn't believe that is what his response was. I told him that I had been assaulted and the assaults were serious, involving blood, bruises, and scabs on my body. The assaults happened repeatedly and without my consent. And all this lawyer could do was tell me to stop talking about it. The lawyer claimed he knew of other people who had been accused of having a persecution complex, and in some ways I believed him. But I couldn't see how speaking to a lawyer could get me found mentally ill when I was willing to be interviewed by the police and all of that. I felt like I was being fobbed off. He may have been trying to protect me, but the bottom line is he refused to represent me. It came across as cowardly, and that's the general feeling I got when dealing with lawyers and other people working in the justice system over many years. They expect victims to shut their mouths and live in poverty because it's easier for them. So I have to ask, if a legal aid lawyer won't represent a single mum like me, when I was finally brave enough to come forward and tell my story, and when compensation and closure would have helped my family's life immensely, what is the point of it? So don't come to Melbourne if you think you will ever have a baby and realize that you need to see a lawyer, because the legal aid system has been useless for me, and I believe legal aid should be scrapped altogether.